with Judy Smith Torrie, who's part of the Solar Buying Group's Solar Unlimited Network, but she's also the executive director of Go Green Together, who's the sponsor of the project. And we're in their house. They're renovating their house. Judy, you decided to put solar in, both solar electric and solar thermal for domestic hot water?
Yes, we decided early on we were going to do solar water heating, and because we have a southern exposure, and we have a flat roof that we've put on this addition because we want to also have a space to sit upstairs on the second floor. But with the Green Energy Act and the microfit program, we decided we should take advantage of that, and the timing was really good for us.
Okay. Was it easier to think about solar when you're renovating? Is that part of it?
I think so, because we were able to make sure the roof was properly set up. We put sleepers on the roof to hold the panels, and that was we had to be very careful about that because of flat roofs and water are not good mixes. So the roof is actually slightly tilted, and our contractor could talk more about that. But they went to a fair amount of trouble to make sure that everything was going to be, that the water would run off, and that we didn't puncture, we didn't cause punctures that might cause leakages from the attaching the panels to the roof.
Right. That's why you put the sleepers in.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So those were the main technical issues that you had. Were there any other sort of technical issues that
well,
you had to consider when you were putting?
Yeah, I think where you're going to run the wires through the house. This is an old house, and it's a new addition, but still where we were going to place all those things was a consideration, and it was built in to the house, so there would be those conduits going down for the
so you build the conduits in as you're renovating?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so what would you recommend to people who are considering solar when they're, like other people may be renovating and they may be considering the possibility of solar if they do their renovations? Are there any recommendations you'd make to them?
Well, I would suggest they join this solar buying club. Sure. Because they'll learn a lot about it, and I would suggest that they talk to their contractor and have him or her talk to people within this solar buying club that Go Green Together has, because that way, you know, everyone would be on the same page of what's possible. Mm-hmm. And also it would help them find out, you know, their orientation. If they haven't built the roof yet, it might make make them change their roof orientation.
Yeah, make sure they get the southern orientation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and consider shading issues and all that.
That's right. We actually had to take down 2 small trees that were close to the house. Okay. Because we didn't want the shading on the
they're going to continue to grow, so they could have gotten bigger and shaded more.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And what else did we consider at that point? Well, we also put on. We're not doing air conditioning, so there is a program online that tells you how far your eaves have to go out to shade the house. So we are also doing passive solar in a way. We're trying to using design as well as part of our solar.
You have large windows south-facing that you put in.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're the executive director of Go Green Together. So part of this, I guess, is you see solar as part of the strategy to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. Well, energy conservation is really the first step, but it is the next major wave. We've had an industrial revolution over the last 200 years, and now we're having a green industrial revolution, and we have to focus on those how we're going to work with nature instead of in opposition to nature. And so that means using resources wisely, and solar is a source of diffused low temperature heat that is perfect for home energy use. And I think right now we're really lucky to be in Ontario with the Green Energy Act in order to take advantage of these programs. That there isn't a jurisdiction in North America that has this opportunity for people to go solar. So, and it will make people are going to start seeing that energy will be generated in every home rather than in just big places hidden away from the public eye. So we'll have more of a sense, I think, of energy as something that doesn't magically spring through the plug in your wall. You'll start to realize that, you know, it comes from somewhere. Mm-hmm. So I think solar is also educating in that regard.
But you'd probably say the first thing to do is reduce your energy demand through conservation, better insulation, all that sort of thing. And then the second step would be to maybe go to solar geothermal or something like that.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. That it's really important that that we don't waste energy. That we really use everything wisely from this point forward.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Chippy Dan.
Derek is our plumber.
Okay.
So,
maybe if Derek, we could just kind of cruise through with Derek because he's going to run.
Okay. Give you one.
Great.
So, the solar electric system
Yeah.
consists of three things, basically. One is the solar panels, which are going to go up on the screen that I get to see. Two is an inverter, which converts the power from the solar array to power that we can feed into the grid.
Right.
And three is all the other bits and pieces and switches on your bases. The glue to make it all work.
Right.
The solar panels, we know where that's going to go. The glue, we know where that has to go. The inverter, we have some choice. It is a box, a little bit smaller than that, a little bit bigger than a bread box.
Oh, okay.
Probably going to be gray. It has a little LCD display on it.
Yeah.
We can put it inside, we can put it outside, we have a fair bit of flexibility. Now there will be places that suit the install in terms of reducer wire runs.
Yes.
And there are places that suit it less, but it's easy to run wires.
Yeah.
So what I can put it is if you have any sense, I realize it's a difficult thing to grasp, but if it's, what I usually get from clients is, I don't want to see it, so hide it somewhere. Or I do want to see it because I want to watch the display and see what's going on.
Oh,
or I don't care. These things can also be connected via the internet. You can use it, that sort of thing.
Yeah, we probably want to watch it that way, more likely.
In which case, it probably doesn't matter.
Probably in here with all these other things against that wall would be fine. It's because we've got all that other wiring going through.
So the conduit goes to the flat roof.
Exactly.
The funnel pipe goes up to the, where does it end up?
It's on the flat roof too, just in the vertical masonry wall. We can show you that upstairs.
So one thing that would be nice is if you're going to run this flexible
Conduit?
no, think of the plumbing, is to run me a sensor wire also, because I can't put my sensor wire in here for this system. This system needs a sensor wire. It'll need like let's say a number 18 gauge, 2 conductor. I can even supply it if you want. I mean, getting it here is a bit of an awkward, but if you can get me something with that's rated for outdoors, marked sunlight resistant, then it can go right outside with the pipes, and you don't have to transition.
Could you explain that a bit? Not following.
So there's a temperature sensor in the solar thermal collector.
Okay.
And a controller down at the solar thermal storage tank.
Okay.
And it uses that temperature sensor to decide whether or not to turn the pump on to circulate the glycol up there to collect heat and bring it back down. So the fact that you guys have run these pipes is terrific. It makes my job easier, but we also need a wire along the same route, same beginning point, same end point. And the wire that we require, I'd recommend, is a 2 conductor 18 gauge sunlight resistant sensor wire.
Sunlight resistant?
Sunlight resistant.
Oh, okay.
Because it's going to go,
Right.
it'll penetrate wherever those pipes come out, it'll come out with those pipes. Potentially exposed to a little bit of sunlight before we get it flashed, and then it'll go up into the collector.
So will that be a problem,
No.
getting that wire through?
No,
Of that
we'll do
conduit?
Everyone.
Okay.
Okay, so now the question is, you've got these pipes coming here, but the solar domestic, or the domestic water heater is over there. I want a short pipe run from my solar storage tank to your natural gas demand heater that we were just talking about. So if we have the demand heater over there somewhere and my solar storage tank over here, that's going to be lossy because the pipe run in between them is just going to be, we're just going to strand heat in there. So we can either take these pipes and route them, either reroute them or route them through here to over there, or I don't know how practical it is to put the demand heater in here. That's up to you.
No, we'll just route from here over to there. We always anticipated, doing something down here, not knowing what.
Okay.
This is just to get from the roof to the basement.
Okay.
So the location of the preheater certainly doesn't have to go here. We'll put it right beside the domestic hot water heater.
Okay.
But the preheater, is, if we do a gas preheat, a gas instant on, you'd have the water tank for the solar next to it. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
And would that be best here?
Could be there.
Yeah, could be there.
Because I know that old wall is a little harder.
Yeah, it's a lot easier going through that wall than the old stone wall.
Yeah.
For venting.
I think it depends on the windows and stuff up there.
Yeah.
I think it's called a rubber bait insulation, rubber tube insulation, something like that.
Okay, and that's not what it's like.
Yeah, no, not really. But the thing is that it's a closed cell, so that it doesn't absorb water. Whereas if that stuff, if the insulation, if the fiberglass gets wet, it'll just suck up the water.
Yeah. Okay, I can tell them that.
Good. All right.
Okay.
All right, I'm all set, and I'll figure out where we're putting the, if you want to go with the gas heater.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got my card?
Oh,
You have
the gas
questions, just give me
heater.
a call.
Yeah, we were talking about over on this wall, I guess, with the
We'll-
heater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
with
wait
the
till the gas.
water, solar water.
It doesn't matter to me as long as those pipes terminate near the primary heater.
Okay. And you want?
So that's yeah. So your gas heater's gonna be down here somewhere. Okay.
Gee.
And this is important now. You need to choose a demand heater that is thermostatically controlled. Most of them are now, but the older ones and the cheaper ones are not thermostatically controlled. What that means is they don't pay attention to what's coming in. They just add heat based on flow rate. So they're assuming that the inlet temperature is cold. If it's thermostatically controlled, then they're actually dynamically adjusting the energy input based
According
on,
to a thermostat.
right. If it's not thermostatically controlled, then you can get scalding water coming out if you put warm water coming in.
Okay, great.
Good. Thanks.
Okay.
Where do we go from here?
Okay.